Take pain off center stage. Set your eyes on life. Most people reading this book or watching this video have either experienced trauma or witnessed it in other people close to them. They have either found out that they have a serious illness or they are already dealing with one. They may be in a wheelchair or living in a bed. Maybe someone close to them is very ill. I remember taking care of a chronically ill child in one of the most draining and difficult challenges that parents can ever face. They pour their hearts and soul to make sure that their child gets the best treatment. Meanwhile, the biggest obstacle for a doctor or surgeon who is trying to treat a patient is the patient giving up hope. Never give up hope as long as you are alive. This is extremely important. You have to constantly ask yourself the question, why am I alive? I'm repeating this in order to drive the point home. There are people who die within seconds or have a heart attack, and others who not only survive the heart attack, but go on living long, productive years and go on living long and productive lives. A close member of my family developed a certain type of cancer which was said to be incurable, and there was nothing anyone could do about it. It happened at a time when they did not have the equipment and knowledge they have today. Yet, she had 2 operations and thank God she survived and is still living today. The reason why she survived was that she had absolute belief in life. Every hour in her life was a gift. Every day is a far bigger gift. The same with every week and month and year we get to live. We have to utilize this opportunity and not dwell on our illness. We have to continuously remind ourselves to drain the pain because it's mainly in the brain. We can push the physical pain out of our bodies. That is the major theme of this book. Combination of the reflection, connection, mind direction exercise specifically serves that purpose. The rest of it is up to you. First thing you should do is to take the patient off center stage. Does not matter who they are, yourself or a loved one. Take their issues off center stage. Do not discuss the illness and operations and medicines. Stop talking about what the doctor and nurse said and how they feel. Your challenge is to keep yourself and them smiling. I recently lost a close friend who had multiple sclerosis. He had a positive attitude right up until the day he died. It's generally difficult to maintain a positive attitude in such difficult times because accepting the reality of the illness is not easy. We are living, as I said before, in parallel universes. Interestingly, the parallel universes move slightly faster than the universe we are living in. The parallel universe are there in our future destination. Our soul is there now, but it will move on later. Just imagine putting a baby at the bottom of a moving stairs as it is born. The stairs move slowly through life. It is just like a game of snakes and ladders. Some ladders take you higher than the others. It does not matter how long you live. The stairs move slowly and surely. There is no way you can get off. Therefore, we should try to stay focused on our mission in life all of the time. During times when you or your loved one is sick or homebound, just remember you have the rest of your life to live. Your ears are working and you can hear. You talk with others, you can draw with your hands. It may be difficult for you to get up, but there are plenty of other things you can do. You can still other people. You can still create things. Sometimes the impossible is absolutely impossible. And what is thought to be a terminal illness can be cured. It is important to keep a positive atmosphere going. There always has to be fun. There always has to be music. There always has to be laughter and jokes. That is what therapy all over the world is based on. Magicians and clowns visit children's hospitals in order to get the kids to laugh. It is done to distract them from their illness. and take it off center stage. Rather than living a life where your sole focus is on your pain, where your sole focuses in your pain and difficulties, you should live a full life of happiness and certainty. You should not show your sadness, nor show your concern for your sick family. Just make the most out of the time you spend together. It's time to breathe and bond together. It's time to stay together as long as you can. Of course, a bigger lesson can be learned from this. Why wait until we are ill? Why wait till someone is dying? Why should we already be living this life before an illness or crisis? After all, one never knows what the future has in store for us. We may lose the opportunity of making a relationship right if that's truly what we want. At the end of the day, life is short, and no one knows what the next moment will bring. No one gets out of this world alive, and we all know that. The awareness is there. And as long as we have this awareness, we can handle anything. With that said, families should try to carry on as if their little ones are not ill. Obviously, this applies to any other member of the family. You should look after them and give them all the assistance they need. However, your main job is to try to give them life. It is like living each day as if you would be leaving soon. You have to imagine that you're going to travel to another country, but have to prepare by making sure that your relationships are strong. You should thank the divine for all of the memories you have made. You can always do that while lying in bed in between people coming and visiting you. Do not concentrate on your illness and dying. Do not concentrate on depression. Just rewind the video of your life and edit out all the negative scenes. Relive the memories that made you laugh, smile, and feel good. Also, do not forget to drain the pain, because it's mainly in the brain. Keep saying that to yourself. It is extremely powerful. But another additional and important thing is that we suddenly might lose somebody close to us. A tsunami hits our life and a wave of shock comes in. Somebody gets killed in an heart attack. He suddenly gets killed in an accident or a terror attack. Suddenly he's gone. Completely unexpected. No time for separation and closure. And now how do you deal with it? You've got to have separation. You have to have closure. But there's something even more important. Always imagine that what you're saying now is the last words you're going to say. Always remember what I'm saying. I met a woman in New York who has a fantastic story. When she was a girl of 16, they were rounded up by the Nazis and hurried to go to the train, the cattle trucks, to take them to the concentration camps. She had a little brother of 7 with her, and she suddenly noticed that he'd lost a shoe. Of course, how could he? They wouldn't give him a chance. They pushed him and didn't let him pick up his other shoe. It's lost. So, being a 16-year-old, she started to scream, "When will you grow up? Where am I going to find shoes for you now?" And started to shout and scream at him. Of course, the little boy was shattered. I mean, what's he going to do? He was very upset, but he didn't have a shoe. And his sister was shouting at him. Well, a few hours later, they arrived at the concentration camp. She was taken to work because she was still young and fit. Her younger brother was taken straight to the gas chambers. Gone. And for the rest of her life, she regretted that that was the last thing she said to him. And then she started and promised herself while she was in the camp that she will encourage as many people as possible to be careful, because what you say or you do might be the last thing that you can say or you do. Either they remember you like that or you remember them like that. It can happen both ways. And now she's running an organization which encourages people to realize that. What's the point of getting angry? What's the point of being right? What's the point of never talking to a relative again, even though you love them? And of course, I always tell people who have fights with each other and they won't talk to them, I say, look here, I want you to imagine now that person suddenly has an accident. They're in danger. What would you do? Even though you don't speak to them and you're angry with them, you'd still run to them, to their side, and you still want to try and be with them, but it might be too late to make up. So why do we have to have these fights? Why do we have to get angry with anybody? If we love them, stay close to them. Restrict. Go into restriction. Hold back. Think through calmly before you come to a decision. Let the anger fade away. Might take a couple of hours or a couple of days, but don't say anything. And then put all of this into perspective. I promise you, it will change your life.